Japan has the highest healthy life expectancy on earth. Not just the longest lives, the longest healthy lives. The average Japanese person stays functionally independent into their mid-80s with one of the lowest rates of cardiovascular diseases, metabolic syndrome, and age-related cognitive decline of any country on the planet. And they are not doing this with supplements or pharmaceutical interventions. They are doing this with food. Specific, accessible, and deeply researched food that has been a part of their daily diet for over thousands of years. Today, I'm going to count down 10 most powerful foods behind that statistics from impressive to extraordinary with the specific biological mechanisms, explaining why each one works, the clinical evidence behind it, and exactly where you, living in India, can find each one of them or their direct equivalent. Because several of these foods are either already in your kitchen or available within 5 minutes of where you're sitting right now. But why Japan? Japan's average life expectancy is 84.3 years. Okinawa, the southernmost prefecture, consistently produces more centenarians per capita than almost anywhere on earth. Researchers from Harvard, Oxford, and institutions across Japan have spent decades trying to identify what is driving this. What they keep coming back to is not genetics. Japanese people who migrate to Western countries and adopt Western diets show convergence towards Western disease rates within one generation. It is the food. So here, the major reason is the food. And today in this video, we'll be talking about 10 foods that appear most consistently across the longest lived Japanese populations. On number 10 is daikon. In Japan, daikon, the giant white radish, is not just a garnish. It is eaten daily, grated over rice, pickled, simmered in broths, and served raw alongside grilled fish. Daikon contains two active enzymes, that is diastase and amylase, that break down starch and improve carbohydrate digestion directly in the gut. It also contains isothiocyanates, the same sulfur compounds found in broccoli that research published in Food Chemistry linked to upregulation of the liver's phase 2 detoxification enzymes. The pathways responsible for neutralizing and eliminating environmental toxins and metabolic waste. In traditional Japanese medicine, daikon is specifically eaten after heavy or oily meals to support digestion and liver function. The diastase enzyme begins breaking down starch before it even reaches the small intestine, reducing the glycemic burden of the meal that it accompanies. For Indians, this is mooli. It is already in your kitchen, available in Indian markets at 15 to 20 rupees per piece. The Japanese eat it raw and grated. Try grating fresh mooli over your dal or rice 3 times a week and you are doing exactly what Okinawans have done for centuries. On number 9 is edamame. Young soybeans harvested before they harden are eaten as a daily snack and side dish across Japan. What makes edamame worth discussing mechanically is its isoflavin content. Isoflavins are phytoestrogens with molecular structures similar enough to estrogen that modulate estrogen receptor activity, but weakly enough to avoid any risk of exogenous estrogen. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that Japanese women who consumed soy isoflavins daily had significantly lower rates of menopausal symptoms, including hot flashes, mood disruption, and sleep disturbance compared to Western women eating equivalent of calories without soy. A meta-analysis in European Journal of Nutrition found that soy isoflavin supplementation produced measurable improvements in lumbar spine bone mineral density in postmenopausal women, which is directly relevant in a country where NFHS 5 data shows Indian women carry among the highest osteoporosis rates in Asia. Edamame also provides complete protein with all 9 essential amino acids, folates, vitamin K and fiber in a package that is almost entirely free of saturated fat. And for Indians, fresh edamame is available in metro cities through Big Basket and Amazon Fresh. If it is not accessible, hara chana, that is fresh green chickpeas harvested before full maturity, delivers comparable protein, fiber and phytocompound content. Frozen soybeans available at most grocery stores are also direct substitutes. At the same time, if you're living in Maharashtra, there are these beans that grow in winters that is called as pauta, which has similar composition as edamame as well. Boil it with rock salt and eat exactly as the Japanese eat edamame. Number 8. Shiitake mushroom. Shiitake mushrooms have been cultivated in Japan for over 1,000 years, originally as medicine before they became food. Modern research has validated every traditional use with named compounds and clinical evidence. Shiitake contains lentinan, a polysaccharide that activates natural killer cells, the white blood cells responsible for identifying and eliminating abnormal cells. A pharmaceutical grade form of lentinan is formally used as an adjunct in certain cancer treatment protocols in Japan, one of the very few food-derived compounds to have achieved that clinical status anywhere in the world. Shiitake also contains erythadinin, shown in research from Shizuoka University to significantly decrease plasma cholesterol by inhibiting a cholesterol synthesis enzyme in liver, which is operating through a mechanism that is distinct from statins. A large prospective study in Sweden found that ergothioneine, another compound concentrated in shiitake, was independently associated with reduced cardiovascular disease incidence. And shiitake is one of the few non-animal food sources of vitamin D2 when exposed to sunlight before cooking. This is addressing one of the most widespread deficiencies in the Indian population. For Indians, dried shiitake is available on Amazon India and Big Basket, typically between 150 to 300 rupees per 100 grams, and fresh shiitake is in metro city markets. Oyster mushrooms, increasingly grown locally across India, share several of immune modeling polysaccharides and are available fresh in most of the urban markets at far lower cost. Number 7. Ginger. Ginger appears in Japanese cuisine in its standard form and as myoga, a Japanese ginger variety whose fragrant flower buds are used as a garnish across traditional cooking. Both contain the same class of active compounds, gingerols and shogaols. 6-gingerol inhibits both COX-2 and LOX enzymes simultaneously. Most pharmaceuticals anti-inflammatories target only one pathway. A randomized controlled trial published in Arthritis and Rheumatoidism found comparable efficacy between ginger extract and ibuprofen in patients with osteoarthritis. Research from 2025 found that gingerol and shogaol suppress H. pylori growth and inhibit proliferation of several gram-negative pathogens in the intestinal environment. This makes ginger one of the few foods with documented antimicrobial activity specifically against bacteria most responsible for gastric ulcers. Shogaol, produced when fresh ginger is dried or cooked, has traditionally been studied for neuroprotective effects, including suppression of neuroinflammation pathways implicated in Alzheimer's pathology. For Indians, adrak is in every Indian kitchen. The research simply validates what Charak Samhita described as universal medicine. The most bioavailable form is fresh ginger in warm liquid, which is why adrak chai has survived for 5,000 years of empirical use. Before continuing, I want to address something that comes up constantly in longevity research. The Japanese do not just eat for longevity, they also sleep well for it. And one of the most consistent findings across Blue Zone research, the regions where the world with highest concentrations of centenarians is deep uninterrupted sleep. Studies show that 75% of adults are deficient in magnesium, and most of them have no idea this deficiency is directly connected why they cannot sleep. And here is the mechanism. When magnesium is low, your nervous system cannot activate the parasympathetic response, the signal that tells your body that it is safe to wind down. Cortisol stays elevated past the point it should fall, and elevated cortisol at night suppresses melatonin, your sleep hormone. The result is you're exhausted all day, wide awake at 2 in the morning, and running on stress hormones the next day. This cycle is specifically common in women dealing with hormonal changes where cortisol and melatonin disruption already have a head start. And this is why I recommend Wellbeing Nutrition's slow liposomal magnesium glycinate. The liposomal delivery makes it 3 times better absorbed and 10 times more bioavailable than standard magnesium. And the glycinate form means that it is completely gentle on the stomach with no laxative effect. Faster sleep onset, fewer night wake-ups, and deeper sleep and better energy next morning. Just 2 capsules are recommended 30 to 60 minutes before bed. The link of this is in the description below. And as I always say, consult your doctor before starting any new supplement. And now back to the list. Number 6 is fermented foods. The Japanese fermented food tradition includes miso, the fermented soybean paste consumed as a soup almost daily. Natto, fermented soybeans with extraordinary cardiovascular properties, and tsukemono, pickled vegetables using salt fermentation, eaten at virtually every traditional meal. A landmark study following over 40,000 Japanese women, published in the Journal of the National Cancer Institute, found that women consuming 3 or more bowls of miso soup per day significantly had lower incidence of breast cancer compared to women consuming 1 bowl or fewer. The isoflavone content of miso, enhanced by fermentation into more bioavailable forms than in raw soy, is the proposed mechanism. Natto contains nattokinase, an enzyme with documented fibrinolytic activity that supports healthy blood flow by acting on fibrin, the protein that is involved in blood clot formulation. Regions of Japan where natto consumption is highest show some of the lowest rates of cardiovascular mortality. And for Indians, the equivalent is fermented food category already present in Indian cooking. Properly fermented idli, dosa batter, kanji made from fermented black carrots or rice, homemade pickles in brine, and traditional curry made with curd all deliver the same probiotic and short-chain peptide benefits. Japanese miso paste is now available in specialty stores across metro cities and dissolves directly in hot water with vegetables for simple soup that traditionally replicates the traditional preparation. Number 5 is sweet potato. Satsuma imo, the Japanese sweet potato, particularly in its purple-fleshed varieties, traditionally made up approximately 60% of the Okinawan diet. Okinawa has more centenarians per capita than almost anywhere on the earth. That correlation has been studied seriously and the evidence is substantial. Purple sweet potatoes are concentrated sources of anthocyanins studied for antioxidant, anti-inflammatory and neuroprotective effects. Research from Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry found that anthocyanin content of purple sweet potatoes are amongst the highest measured in any food. Studies from Okinawa found these anthocyanins reduce oxidative stress markers, suppress NF-κB and improve endothelial function, the flexibility and health of the blood vessel wall, which is the direct predictor of cardiovascular longevity. For Indians, shakarkandi is in every Indian market across every season. The orange varieties deliver beta-carotene rather than anthocyanins, but anti-inflammatory mechanism remains the same. Beta-carotene is the precursor to vitamin A, one of the fat-soluble vitamins most deficient in the Indian population, according to NFHS 5 data. The purple variety is now available at selected organic markets and online metro cities. If it is accessible, try it. If it is not, orange shakakandi at the corner of any bazaar delivers remarkable nutritional value at the lowest possible cost. Number 4 is bitter melon. Goya, as it is called in Okinawa, appears in a dish called as Goya champuru, stir-fried with tofu, egg and vegetables, eaten multiple times a week across the population that hold the world record for centenarians per capita. Bitter melon contains charatin and polypeptide P shown in clinical research to stimulate insulin secretion from pancreatic beta cells and reduce hepatic glucose output through mechanisms that are similar to pharmaceutical biguanides. A meta-analysis published in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology confirmed that bitter melon supplementation produced significant reduction in the fasting blood glucose in type 2 diabetics across multiple human clinical trials. It also contains an enzyme which activates AMPK pathway, allowing glucose to enter muscle cells without requiring insulin, the same pathway exercise activates. Bitter melon is also rich in vitamin C, folate, zinc and iron with a glycemic load of essentially 0. For Indians, this is Karela, available everywhere, cooked in every regional tradition from Kerala to Kashmir and prescribed in Ayurveda specifically for Madhumeha, that is diabetes, for thousands of years before the Okinawan research confirmed the same biology. If you're eating Karela sabzi twice a week, you're doing precisely what Okinawan centenarians do. On number 3 is seaweed. Kombu, wakame and nori appear in Japanese cooking daily. Kombu is the base of dashi broth, the foundation of Japanese cuisine. Wakame floats in miso soup. Nori wraps sushi. Seaweeds, particularly kombu, are the richest dietary source of iodine in any food. Iodine is the essential mineral required for the synthesis of thyroid hormones T3 and T4. India's National Family Health Survey data indicates that iodine deficiency remains a concern in several states even after the introduction of iodized salt, because iodized salt alone is often not sufficient for populations with high thyroid hormone demand, including pregnant women, adolescents, and perimenopausal women. Japan has maintained near zero clinical iodine deficiency for decades. Daily seaweed consumption is the primary reason. Wakame also contains fucoxanthin, a carotenoid unique to the brown seaweeds that study published in Nutrition Research found reduces inflammatory cytokine production in human adipose tissue through NF-kB suppression. Kombu contains fucoidan, a sulfated polysaccharide with substantial research interest for immune modulating and anti-inflammatory properties. For Indians, dried wakame and nori sheets are available on Amazon and Big Basket. Dried kombu is also available in Japanese grocery sections in larger cities. For inland Indians, dried wakame dissolved in hot water with a little salt takes 2 minutes to prepare and delivers genuinely extraordinary mineral profile. For coastal Indians, seawater fish consumed 2 to 3 times per week provides iodine in comparable bioavailable form and has been a part of the traditional coastal Indian diet for exactly the same reasons. Seaweed is a part of Japanese diet. On number 2 is tofu and soybean. Soy in its various forms, that is tofu, soy milk, edamame and miso, forms the protein backbone of traditional Japanese diet. Its place at number 2 is earned by 3 decades of consistent clinical evidence on isoflenol, genistein and daidzin. A study published in JAMA International Medicine following 64,000 Chinese women across 13 years found that women who consumed the highest quantities of soy isoflavones had a 29% lower risk of cardiovascular mortality compared to lowest consumers. A Japanese cohort study found out that regular tofu consumption was independently associated with lower risk of cognitive decline in older adults. According to data, genistein inhibits tyrosine kinases involved in inflammatory cell signaling. Digoxin is metabolized by gut bacteria into E. coli, which has direct antioxidant activities at cellular membrane level. The ability to produce E. coli is significantly higher in people who have consumed soy regularly since childhood, which partly explains why protective effects are most pronounced in lifelong soy consumers. And for Indians, tofu is available nationwide in every major supermarket. Soy chunks are extremely popular in Indian cooking. They deliver isoflavones in concentrated form and are available even in small town markets at a very low cost. A bowl of tofu burji replacing one paneer meal per week or soy chunk curry twice a week delivers isoflavone load that Japanese get from daily miso, tofu and edamame. The biology is identical. The kitchen is already equipped. And on number 1 is green tea and matcha tea. 4 to 5 cups of green tea per day is not unusual for a Japanese adult. Matcha, the shade-grown stone ground form where you consume the entire leaf rather than a brew, amplifies every effect because you're ingesting all the fiber, chlorophyll and the compounds that are steeping leaves behind. The primary active compound is EGCG, that is epigallocatechin gallate, the most researched single antioxidant compound in nutritional science. A meta-analysis of 37 randomized controlled trials found that green tea consumption significantly reduced LDL cholesterol and total cholesterol. A large prospective study following over 40,000 Japanese adults found that 5 or more cups per day was associated with significantly lower cardiovascular mortality, and research from CSIR IHBT in India found that long-term EGCG consumption enhanced the healthy lifespan markers by mitigating cellular senescence across multiple tissue types and simultaneously reducing gut dysbiosis. EGCG also inhibits protein tyrosine phosphatase 1B, the enzyme that down-regulates insulin receptor signaling, which is why green tea consumption is consistently associated with improved insulin sensitivity and lower fasting blood glucose in people with pre-diabetes and type 2 diabetes. Now for Indians, green tea is available everywhere in India. Tetley, Lipton, Organic India, Himalayan Organics and dozens of domestic brands produce widely accessible green tea from Darjeeling, Assam and Nilgiri estates from below 100 rupees per 25 bags. Matcha is now available through Amazon India, Vadam Teas and Tea Trunk, with Indian produced matcha from Munnar and Ooty entering the market at significantly lower prices than Japanese imports. Replacing 1 cup of sweetened chai with plain green tea costs less, requires no adjustment to the rest of your diet and delivers the EGCG that most expensive supplements in Japanese longevity toolkit is trying to replicate. Japan's longevity is not a mystery, it's a menu. Mooli every few days, hara chana or edamame as a snack, shiitake or oyster mushrooms in your sabzi twice a week, adrak in everything fresh every day, fermented foods at least in one meal daily, whether that is dahi, kanji, idli batter or miso, shakarkandi, that is sweet potato roasted instead of chips, karela twice a week, tofu or soy chunk in place of paneer for any one meal, dried wakame for minerals and green tea 2 to 3 cups a day without sugar. 7 of these 10 foods are either already in Indian kitchen or available within 10 minutes of anywhere in this country. Japan did not discover food that Indians do not have access to. Japan discovered the daily discipline of eating them consistently in the right combination and over an entire lifetime. That is the only secret, and now you have it. So this was about today's video. So let me know in the comment section which of these foods you're already having and which foods are now you're planning to include in your diet. And if you want to know more about pre-diabetes and diabetes type 2, my new book Reversing Diabetes is now live on Amazon. So you can grab your copy there. And as we always say, it's never just a diet, it's always a lifestyle. So stay healthy, stay fit, stay grateful, and stay blessed.